Aloha listeners and welcome to another episode of the Cape and Cowcast, the podcast for everything superhero and all that's awesome in between. I'm your host, it's Alex Burns here guys, so aloha once again from me. This week I'm joined with two other members of Team Cape and Cow, you know them well. On my left, Mr. Stephen Carter.
Hello.
And on my right, Mr. Sam Burns.
What's up?
Alright guys, going to be blatantly honest about what this show is. You probably already know because we'll have a nice picture and the download and all that jazz. It's Batman Day guys. We're excited.
You just sped past everything else just to go, it's Batman!
Batman!
Yeah, I think we've all had an amazing Batman Day. I'm sure, if you're listening to this podcast, we're recording it on Batman Day, so we're into Batman Night now. We're into the night of Batman, the dark night that is. After Batman Day comes Batman Night, and if you're a true Batman fan, that's pretty much how every day goes forever. Batman forever. We're there with that point. So there really is a Batman title for every time of day. But dudes, it's Batman Day. We're going to be talking so much about everything related to the Cape Crusader. My personal favorite hero. I know these guys like him as well, but hell yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about. This guy's been around for over 75 years, and it's part of the new anniversary now. DC Comics are celebrating Batman Day since the 75th anniversary. This is a regular thing happening every September. It's an excuse for comic stores to bring out all the old Batman merchandise, everyone to put their favourite Batman tee on, go to Starbucks and say, this coffee's for Batman, book a reservation and it's under the name Bruce Wayne, this is what we're talking about. Batman Day is just a day of appreciating all that's awesome about the Dark Knight. But before we get into that, guys, a little bit about us. We are the team that is Cape and Cow. If you're listening on iTunes, Podbean, or Stitcher, one of those guys. Every week we do another episode, so make sure you check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, then aloha. Check out all the cool Batman stuff on the desk this week, guys. Can you move? Are you alright there? You worried about knocking something over? We've got a Batmobile, some Batarangs, it's a regular Batcave in here, dudes. But if you're watching on YouTube, Cape and Cow Unlimited, be sure to like and subscribe. Check us out for not just the podcast videos, but also some bi-weekly episodes where we do a few other little fun videos as well. Make sure, like, subscribe, drop us a comment. If you want to get in touch with us and be involved in the show, get a little shout out, send us some questions. We do regular Q&As. This week with Knox, it's a special, but by and large, every week it is. Best place to get in touch with us is Twitter, @Team Cape and Cow, guys. Leave us a message. One of the guys there will be talking to you. And if you want to go to the main hub for everything, it's capeandcow.co.uk. That's where you can find out all the jazz that's going on in the realms of superhero and everything that's awesome in between. The link to our store there as well, where you can pick up some Cape and Cow mugs, t-shirts, stuff like that. But let's get into it now, guys. I just want to start because we've got a lot of listener feedback really on this one. What does Batman mean to you is how we're going to be bringing this podcast to start. So we'll begin with you, Steve.
Really?
Yes. I think it'd be good to get a Marvel perspective on it, just to get that out of the way so we can concentrate on the good stuff.
Batman's a highly important, a very important sort of aspect in terms of superhero, in the superhero community anyway.
Sound like a politician.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
God. But it's just the importance of the fact that this guy is like accepted among super beings and sort of gods, and he's just like this guy that has a couple of trick wires and smoke pellets and stuff like that. But that's the thing, that he's a very human sort of aspect of it, and it's amazing that someone so humble yet so could be so powerful.
Yeah.
He's capable of taking down almost anyone else in the Justice League.
Absolutely.
And has been known to do so.
Yeah. Wonderful. Sam, what does Batman mean to you?
Well, my answer, I don't know if it's going to take from yours. Like, Batman's kind of just like, our childhood, right? Because you loved him so much, I was brought into it as well. But the character itself, like, over the last few years, I've just got into like the depth of him. You know what I mean? He's just like his entire Rogues Gallery, just the character in general, and how like someone who is just so iconic can be so serious and have these delivered these great messages and stories, but at the same time can have a freaking Lego movie come out about it. And going back to the 60s, like, it's just he just crosses all realms for me. Like, he's incredible,
surprisingly versatile. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I would make a case that Batman is the most versatile superhero out there. The dude, you can read the Elseworld stories. They're proof in the pudding. Look at all the different adaptations. We'll be going through them, guys. We're going to be talking comics, movies, TV, video games, and just some of our favourite sort of Batman memories and moments growing up throughout the years, because this guy's just been a constant in terms of what Batman means to me. he's the reason I started this podcast. He's the reason I got into comic books. Saw the Batman the Animated TV series. That was my first intro to the character, and since then there's been no turning back. There's as a big
It's waiting for he's made me the man I am today.
I'm not alone in this, and I know, we see the comments on Twitter. There's so many Batman handles out there, and obviously this dude's massively popular, and the wider Bat family, you're all part of that. Once you're in, it's very difficult to sort of get out. And there are heroes that do that. Superman, Spider-Man, I think's your one, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not alone in that respect, but he's definitely unique, I think, in terms of his cross appeal across all sort of genres and age groups as well. It seems to be a Batman for every age. Because as I was growing up, there was the sort of younger Batman, and then when I was a teen, I was ready to get into some of the more serious comics, and then hitting adulthood came out the Dark Knight. It's just sort of all the perfect sort of timings for me with Batman. But yeah, let's get a couple of comments from listeners. Okay, and we've got some listener feedback here, guys, so let's get into it. We had some great comments from chaps. First off, we've got at Warsaw 1139. He basically just summarised it nice and simple: a true hero. The balance between light and dark. That's from Violet April on our Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram as well, guys. Cape and Cow Unlimited. Check us out there. I quite like that comment, actually, the balance between light and dark, because Bruce Wayne does teeter over the edge very, very much so. Into the great abyss below, so very cool. Danny Levens on Facebook gets in touch. The greatest hero of all time, simple as. Yeah, can't really argue with that, mate. I'm in complete agreement with you on that one. And I like this one from Jay Whiteley, also on Facebook as well. Taking pain and turning it into power. I think that's a very positive message. That's Bruce Wayne from his young age, of course, seeing the horrific events of his parents being shot in front of him, turning that tragedy and harnessing it into something positive, into a power of protection for those who can't defend themselves. So yeah, thanks guys. We've got loads of comments that we're going to go through on this one, so don't worry, we will be featuring those. That's not all of them. There's loads. We've got a nice little